Hop since 1987, hip hop since 1987, quarantine edition exclusive interview with the GOAT, Chevy Woods. I'm sitting here with Wilde, Tuna, hip hop since 1987. We salute.
What's good, man? I appreciate it, man. You know, y'all always show me love, man. Y'all never stop neither, you know what I mean? I appreciate that.
It's a generational thing. Like, we try to like really stick with artists. Like, once we start covering their music and believe in their message, we like to keep it going. And we really salute you for the longevity and putting in the work and staying true to yourself as an artist. I mean, it's so important. If you listen to some of your earlier music and the newest stuff you put out, it's a really clear aesthetic, a sound, and an image, man, that really resonates with our listeners. So I think everybody's really excited to tune into this.
Yeah, let's get it.
Man, first things first, man, salute to you for working this hard and staying consistent. You know what I'm saying? Giving the people what they need. Definitely commend you for that. Secondly, about to light up this paper and out of the gang, you know, Big Fish got doing it right. So we here. So
yeah, we only do these. You know what I'm saying? We only do the papers, man.
I see you. I'm joining the gang. I mean, tell it, baby.
We're gonna light one, you know what I mean, for everybody that's going through the struggle right now. I think it's important to recognize that it's a privilege. What we do in music and in media, like, we make a living off of what we love to do.
Right.
And a lot of people out here struggling right now. This is a privilege. So I definitely would, you know what I mean, want to burn one and put one in the air. For everybody that's going through it, man, to salute everybody, all the essential frontline workers. Salute to y'all.
The show.
And I want to kick off this video talking about something that's really important that you got out right now on our website. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about something that's really important that's on the website right now. This Hands on the Dashboard video right here, going up right now. What inspired you to release this song at this time? And maybe you can speak a little more about the message behind the lyrics and the storyline and everything going on.
The storyline first of all, it's produced by Ghost Rage. The storyline behind it is just, you know, reality. That was something that happened to me, that I happened to be an artist, you know what I'm saying? And instead of me telling my homeboys about it, I'm able to like put it through music. So I recorded the record like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was like another incident, but I can't exactly remember what it was, but I recorded it after a police brutality incident, and I just wanted to talk about what I went through. And then the George Floyd whole incident happened, and I was like, damn, this is perfect timing to put this record out, because I kind of missed a chance last time, because I'm not too political, but when shit start getting out of hand, you know, us as artists, we got to say something. And I look at it as a puzzle, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a piece. I just wanted to say my piece for the hip hop community and show people that these things are happening to us too.
Visual and the song is something that we definitely feel should be shared more. We're going to keep running posts on this video. And, you know, the idea of having your music play behind all this imagery without your performance, what inspired that, and the editing and the actual almost kind of like VHS style? Like, I'm wondering where that came from.
Because it was the message. You know, I grew up in the 90s and stuff like that. So when the whole Rodney King thing happened, that's where the actual VHS old school footage, I wanted to like bring people back to that, you know what I'm saying, back in those days. And we shot it without me performing, because the message is bigger than me putting my face on the screen, you know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted people to look at everything that's going on instead of, oh, here I am rapping in it, look at me type of deal. So it was more about the message, and I didn't want to, you know, get in the way of that.
It's really dope. I mean, this is definitely like a really, really strong visual. You can see in the comments that there's a lot of support from some of your longtime fans behind this message record. I think it's important that artists use their voice, and then hopefully our platforms that we have created that support the culture can push the message forward to as many people as possible. I know Tuna here has been doing a ton of work covering normally what we don't cover. We normally definitely felt necessary to not take a stance or make opinions, but jump in and inform and educate right now. And I think your video goes perfectly with the message that we've been trying to get out with the website.
Yeah, because there was a bunch of messages that you could just clearly see, you know what I mean? And I feel like if I would have, you know, put some me rapping and stuff like that, there would have just been sections out of it that was missing. So I feel like everybody needed to see everything.
Do you plan to release any more records similar to this?
I got a few. You know, this was just the right time, right moment, right album, right message. You know, right platform. So you know, I got some other ones that could be, you know, the same thing and have the same impact. But it just has to be the right time. Because like I said, I recorded the song 2 or 3 years ago, and now was the right time for it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. You know, I remember being younger and being like, oh, why does it take so long for somebody to put out music? But I think timing is so important. As I've gotten older, I've realized that the timing is really almost as important as the message.
Right.
Especially the visual you put behind it. Being out on the front lines and, you know, being amongst the people and seeing firsthand how people feel about what's going on. Can you tell me how that inspired you to, you know, keep pushing and continue to do what you're doing in the music, and how you gonna further that?
Yeah, you know, for me, I come from a never give up type of environment, you know what I'm saying, where I grew up at. You know, of course, we all got our stories, and a lot of them are similar, you know what I mean? We came up where I don't have the whole story about my teachers didn't tell me I was going to be shit and all that, but my teachers told me, like, go for what you want, you know, what you believe in, what you want to do and stuff like that. So it was kind of opposite there, but growing up in a hood like that, it's like a get it how you live mentality, you know what I mean? So you just got to go do what you got to do. It's no storybook to it, you know what I mean? Everybody got their own story. My homie that's right next to me, he got his own story, and we grew up in the same environment in the same neighborhood, but it's different, you know what I mean? Like, he went to school, he got straight A's, he finished college, he did all that. We just went different routes, but we're still friends and stuff like that. It's inspiration and things like that just coming from the hood that keeps me going, actually.
And now you're here, the Since Birth album release party, using that mentality during a pandemic, like as an artist. Maybe you can speak for a second how you're keeping the ball rolling, how you're like putting your time and your money and your energy and your label and your creativity into keeping things going. I think it's important that we don't stop. So with this footage we see of this release party, it's great to see y'all turning it up and doing what y'all love to do and making music. Maybe you can speak on how you guys have kept it going and how you plan to continue keeping it going during the pandemic.
You know, well, what happened was with the music, we before the pandemic happened, we were in the studio like 4 months straight. So like we got almost 2,500, 3,000 records between like all of the artists. So it's easy to push the button and just move in a quarantine fashion to shoot shit. That's why when you look at the party, it's only the people that, you know, are around me, the people that's in my circle, the close people like that. You know what I mean? Of course, you know, that's not back home, that's out here. But most of us from Taylor Gang, like, we live out here doing business. You know what I mean? So that's why you see the structure of people and us having fun. And it was a certain amount of people that was allowed at the party. You know what I mean? Everybody entered with masks. We had the temperature checker. It was just, you know what I mean? It was just trying to figure out ways to actually make the album feel good without moving around as much as I would move around if this wasn't quarantine.
Do you have plans to do any performances, like any of these parking lot concerts or anything like that?
Yeah, we're talking about doing something now for the album. I mean, of course, if it's up to me, I want to perform the whole album, but we'll probably pick a couple songs and go from there. So we're talking about it now. It's in talks. So just got to pick the place and find the right way to move to go about it.
Since birth.
Since birth, I want to talk about, you know, I'm a big fan of artwork and why people choose the artwork. You know, kind of, I would say, common sense in this instance. But tell me about this particular picture, because you could have picked any picture from when you was young. You know what I'm saying? So tell me about this particular picture and why you chose that one.
Oh, what happened? What started me on that picture was I already knew that picture was at my mom's house, but my mom had moved out the hood, and I was back at the crib when the crib was like empty, and I'm just walking around the house and just thinking about so many memories in this spot. And now there ain't no furniture, there ain't no running up and down the steps no more, there ain't no mom's room, you know what I'm saying? So once she like was on her way out of that house, I went home and the picture was just laying on the kitchen table, and I looked at it, and like as you could see in the middle, it's kind of like bright. It's kind of brighter than the rest of it because it was whited out, like it was white. You couldn't see nothing. So I had my homie fix it, and that's how we came about. And I was like, damn, this makes so much sense for me to do a baby picture on the cover, because I was already in tune with Illmatic and Ready to Die, and you know the Carter 3, I think it was, yeah, the Carter 3. So it was like, I was like, when you really go about doing your real album, I feel like the baby picture is needed. You know what I mean? So I felt good about the album. I said, this is my first time, you know, after all these years of putting out music, putting out a studio album. So I felt like the baby picture was the way to go. And that's when you do your classic shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like I put together a classic project, and I put my mom on the back. Can't have a baby picture without my mom. And I had to, you know, put the fly picture of my mom back in the day, and, you know, just let her see what her son is doing, you know, while she's still alive. So.
The intro is really, and you know, it's a big record, and T-Dot is local and a huge friend here to Hip Hop since '87. Kind of grew up with us before he went, you know, the West Coast way. We still keep in tap with what he's doing. How did y'all link up and put this record together?
Well, we already knew of each other. We seen each other. We kicked it a couple of times. We were in the club a couple of times. I passed him a joint a couple of times. We had some drinks, and that was before any music even came about. You know what I mean? So every time we would see each other, we would just like shake hands, say what's up. We would always talk about the music, but we never really got to do it. And my homie Nate, I had put a hook on there first that didn't sound like that, but my homie Nate was like, it needs to go up big with something different. And, you know, T-Dot just came in the studio, and he made it go crazy. He took my couple words that I said, and he flipped it, and he made it big. I appreciate him for that, because I feel like with my hook, the rapping wouldn't sound as intense, you know what I mean? And when he put his hook on it, the bars sounded like you got to listen to every bar I say.
And some of you said y'all worked on music. Is there any more coming out anytime soon?
Yeah, we just, man, to be honest, like today is a crazy day. If you look on the internet right now for Taylor Gang, today is crazy. I mean, Juicy J, Wiz dropped some new music. My brother Ludi Boy dropped his project. What else? It's just a lot going on today. Fast and the Furious for Wiz, you know what I mean? Like I'm putting out my cooking show today, you know what I mean? So it's like, this Friday was just like one of those Taylor days that everything's just going crazy on the internet, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, Wiz been gassing, and you got him on this record live. This record right here. I mean, people really need to tap into this, John. I don't know if y'all intended it to be this way, but to me it comes off as kind of like an anthem for mental health awareness and for self-care. Like really taking care of yourself so you can take care of others. Like, and this, I don't know, this record really spoke to me. I don't know if maybe you want to talk about how this drawing came about.
No, that's real. I had recorded the record, and usually I don't go for like pop beats that sound like that, but my homie Yak Beats was making that beat on Instagram one day, and I just happened to just pop in his live, and I was like, yo, send me that. And he sent it to me. And when I made the record, I was in the studio. I think it was just me and the engineer at the time. And then I played it for Wiz, and he was like, that's big. And he sat straight down in the studio and did his part. And, you know, if you're going to go festival style, who better to get? If you're going to go feel good style for records, you know, See You Again, who better to get as far as the rapping goes like that. So he's right next to me, and that's my brother. So that was a layup. And you're right. It's a feel good song. It's for mental health. It's for self-awareness. It's for just being alive instead of feeling down. You know what I mean? I wanted to pick people up instead of them hearing me just, you know, do the tough guy rap and stuff like that, and just bars after bars and shit like that. So it's just a different side of me. And, you know, I'm trying to showcase with the project. I was just trying to showcase all the ranges of everything that I could do. So that's where that came from.
Yeah, this is a big record. We want to see a visual for this one. I think the fans would love to see something with this. This is really like an important record. I can definitely feel the message behind it.
Oh, the video's gonna be crazy. We're gonna shoot it for sure. I ain't letting that one just slide through. No.
Hey, I got a question, man. This is outside of music. I know y'all be smoking, man. Who
Right.
smoked the most? Who smoked the most until again?
You know who smoked the most in Taylor Gang, cuz. You know who smoked the most. You know what I'm saying? I'm sleep. I'll put it this way. I'm sleep while he's still smoking. Then my brother Ludi Boy is asleep while he's still smoking, but Ludi Boy stays up longer than me to smoke. And then Wiz is watching us all sleep while smoking a joint. So there you have it.
Listen, when I get out there, man, I've got to get in the cypher. I'm jumping in the cypher. I'm going to see how long I can hang with y'all, man. Big fish. I got the crown on the East Coast. So I'm going to see what I can do.
Hey, we going to find out. It's going to be smoke coming out your ears, boy.
Once you start coughing, you out the room, though. You seen that video of show you. Like, once you start coughing, you out.
Hey, listen, man.
You know what's crazy is about the album that I really dig is that like it's super melodic, but then there's like a lot of like storytelling and actual real rap. And I wonder if maybe you could just speak for a second about the art of storytelling and how important it is to infuse the stories into songs and not just always have it be about a catchy hook. And this song in particular here, Switch Sides, man, this joint is right here. People need to listen to this one.
Yeah, well, for me, it was about, I could do a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, with as far as music with my voice, because this is what happened back in high school. When people used to talk and I used to like make fun of their voice, I was able to mock people a lot. So it's easy for me to get in the studio and change my voice to however I want to do it. You know what I mean? So that's where the melodic side comes from. And the switch sides thing is just an actual story of one of my homies. He don't have no voice to tell. Of course, he can tell me, but he doesn't have a voice to speak on it. So I wanted to speak on his situation too as well. And he actually heard the record and he called me and he was like, damn, that shit's just like to a T of what I told you without even being like incriminated or anything like that. He was just like, yo, you got some skills to be able to do some shit like that. So that's where all the, it's the whole package. So when I used to grow up and listening to albums, I used to just put the album in and just let it rock. You know what I mean? That's where the whole package came from, of me putting it together like that from top to bottom, because I didn't want nobody to really skip no records or nothing like that. For people going to pick their favorites, but you actually have to listen to it all just to, understand the storytelling and all of that.
It's hard to do that with some of these current albums, man. You definitely doing it, so we're going to keep bumping. But I got another question for you.
Yeah.
Being at the status you are of success, we all know there's always challenges in everything you do. So, for those out there, big fan of yours or, inspired by you, they might get frustrated on their path. So give the world something that you have trouble with. You know what I'm saying? One of the things you always have trouble with, seeing is go. You got the money, you got the fan base, you got everything. What do you have trouble with that? People can relate.
I think for me, the thing that I have trouble with is probably new fans respecting the work put in. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you might see me, like I might say something about, damn, where the respect at? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I always be like, my shit should be going up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put in years of this shit and I'm still able to do this right now and still able to go on tour and still able to put out music videos and, link up with different apps and create things and stuff like that, where we moving into the new technology world of things. So I just be like, damn, just let me get the respect of being like a chameleon and being able to, through all these years, after 2009, this is 2020. You feel me? Like, I've been maneuvering like that, like a chameleon, just changing with the shit that's going on, but still keeping all my things like in a box that I do for myself, but I'm just reaching out and finding out different other things to bring to the table.
What outside of rap are you trying to do? Outside of music? Like, are you,
You know what? I honestly want to do the restaurant thing. You feel me? Like I want to do the restaurant thing. I got a management company with one of my homies. We got a couple of artists, you know what I mean, right now. So, and that's what I want to do for artists that's coming up right now. This is a thing. This is the type of people that you want to be around. I'm gonna give you a jewel right now. The type of people that you want to be around are the people that's gonna stop you from doing the shit that they did, the bullshit that they did, and it's gonna make it an easier path for you. Even though you're gonna go through your own personal shit, but at the time I told you this was gonna happen. We're gonna go through this. You're gonna have to sign this. You're gonna have to go to this meeting. You're gonna have to, you know what I mean? And you just gotta like cut that short, because now it's really nobody traveling in sprinters, driving trucks to the show, piling each other up, sleeping 6 people in one hotel room. You know what I mean? Like that hustle is to be respected, man, because right now it's a lot of people not going through that, and they don't show that. If you go on the internet, you could see us actually, before y'all even knew me, you could see us grow up, you know what I'm saying, on the internet to now. So that's the thing that people, you know, need to get like a hold of and understand, that that's the type of person you want to have around you, somebody that's going to trim the fat for you so you're able to do your shit comfortably.
Seeing you jumping into management. So tell us something, because, you know, most people say when they're looking for artists, they're looking for them to have.
I think the sound cut out maybe. Oh, there we go. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear us?
Yeah, repeat that.
All right, yeah. So I said, I know you jumping into management now, like you just mentioned. So tell us the top 3 things that you're looking in, the top 3 things that you're looking for in an artist.
You gotta, first of all, you gotta love it. Second of all, you gotta be really like willing to go through shit. And I ain't talking about, it's gonna be good and bad. So from the jump, you gotta know that already. And then the music, that's what it is. It's not about, you can have there's people that I became fan of that have 1 million, 2 million views right now. And all it was the music when they had 2,500. I mean, followers, my bad. And all it was for me was the music when they had 2,500 followers on Instagram. You know what I mean? So the music just got to be there. I know everybody be like, yo, I'm going to send this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this. It's about you. You know what I mean? You got to perfect your craft to the point where you're really able to present it and you're not getting turned down by nobody because you know that your shit's fire. So that's the thing about it. You just got to hone your craft. So when you step out into the world, it's undeniable.
Yeah, man. So I want to bring up an old video if you don't mind. We can talk about staying true to your craft. This is one right here, man. This is a classic. Also, another friend of ours, personally, and to the site, is Sap out of Delaware. Maybe you can talk about some of like the Taylor Gang history a little bit, and some of like how y'all linked up maybe with Sap, how some of those older records came out, and how you feel like the culture was shifted by the work that you guys all put in together.
Well, I came from like the battle rap shit when I was Kev the Hustler. You know what I mean? So I was in the city battling, you know what I mean? Cookouts, hoop games, real battle situations and stuff like that. So how I like stumbled upon Sap was, there were people that were like rap from Philly. I think it was a lot of Philly artists that was like rapping to his beats, freestyling outside, you know what I'm saying, with the homies around. So I was really in tune with that. The Cheap Raws, the Reed Dollars, all of those guys, with D Jones, Joey Jihad. I was like in tune with all of that shit. So that's where me stumbled upon Sap's beat. And then it just so happened that, you know, the internet works how it works. So you could actually hit somebody up that you're a fan of and, you know, get some beats from it. That's how that came about.
Are you still on that type time? Like, if you hear like some fire beat online, like, are you like, do you still hit up a young producer and be like, yo, let's work, let's do something?
Yeah, for sure. That's what I said. That's how Alive came about. You know what I mean? I just stumbled into Instagram, you know what I'm saying? And that's how that came about. So I'm always just surfing, you know what I mean? I'm always in tune with shit. I'm always on YouTube watching shit, seeing, like the young homies doing what they do and going back to Instagram and finding them and then following them and then saluting them, you know what I mean? And if you want work, what's up, let's work. It ain't even about nothing. So that's what I do, man. Big homie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, outside of your camp, what are you listening to right now?
Of course, I was listening to Pop Smoke, listening to K Camp. There's this young dude named Tusi Two Times that I'm listening to. I'm listening to those two J. Cole records is crazy. You know what I mean? So I just been in tune with just like stuff that I like, Shoreline Mafia. My homie Skate too. My homie Skate, I really like his records, you know, and that's who I'm helping manage. My homie Skate, he really got something right now that's gonna be something big later.
So really the only other questions I have are, what are some of like your short-term goals? Like what's coming in the next couple months, rolling through the end of the year? And what's some stuff you're looking forward to in, let's say, 2021, 2022?
Short-term stuff, month to month, I'm looking to actually get the fuck back outside, hopefully. I just want to move around with the project, you know what I mean? Like, I think people need to hear me say some of the shit that I'm telling you right now to their face, you know what I mean? And not in a bad way, just to hear the story and how the album came about and letting them hearing it and them picking the songs and picking what bars I said and stuff like that. So short term, I'm gonna put out another couple of projects, you know what I mean? We're gonna shoot at least 6 videos for the album, and long term, I want me a food truck and I want me a restaurant, you feel me? So that's where my mind is.
I don't know if you heard you.
What's gonna be on the food truck? What you serving?
If I told everybody my idea, it might get stolen, you know what I'm saying?
I
We gotta
believe
wait
in
for the
that.
drop. We gotta
I
wait for the
believe
drop.
that.
So,
Yeah, just to be honest, it's just some real cool, you know, shit that I came up with that just sounds good. And you know, I seen when I was 18, I seen Jeezy and them at this food truck before, and it's just, you got to have your own thing. So the dude it was like 30 people at the food truck in Atlanta, and I'm like, why is everybody lining up for this, whatever he got on there? All he was making was cheeseburgers, but he was putting goldfish on them, and everybody loved it for some reason after the club drunk. So I was like, okay, that's when the food truck came in way back then. And now that I'm able to really move on it, that's something that I want to do.
Big part of the culture, and I know that like the music people that have taken that route into restaurant entrepreneurship, if you will, cooking entrepreneurship, have done extremely well. I mean, the market for this, especially during the pandemic, I mean, has got to be huge. This is something that I think if you stay consistent with it and keep attaching the timing of the new music, this is going to be a go for sure.
I appreciate that, man. I'm on it. I got the big board over there. You can't see it, but I got all my shit written out. Like, I'm ready to go, man. I look at that shit every day and I try to knock something off the list and just go about my day the next day and do the same.
look, man, we appreciate you taking time out for us. We're gonna keep running those records, man. And I definitely gotta get one of those singles. We're gonna talk off camera for 98.5 FM Philly. We're gonna be spinning you on Hip Hop's 1987 radio. So you know.
We already have No Drama in rotation.
Oh, bet. Okay, bet. So we're gonna keep that thing.
I'm gonna do y'all a favor. We gonna talk, because I got a record that I didn't release. I got a record with Freeway, so I'm gonna do y'all a favor.
Oh, let's get the exclusive, baby.
You know, because you know, it's like you said about how music goes. You know what I mean? How you popped up with the question, y'all want an exclusive, and it's like, oh, perfect, Philly exclusive. I got Freeway. It's me. It's just like, you know what I mean? It just works out. It's perfect timing. And the record got to live somewhere. You know what I mean? If I'm not gonna put it out the way that I want to put it out, I'm pretty sure y'all would do well with it. You know what I mean?
Brussels sprouts are banging though, right? Is there any other shout outs or anything else you want to kind of leave the people with?
Shout out to my gang, shout out to the fans, shout out to my family, shout out to my mama. Shout out to everybody, man. I hope everybody's being safe, taking care of themselves, wash your hands, keep you some hand sanitizer around, wear your mask when you go in places that are like, you don't know where the fuck you about to get into. You know what I mean? Everybody's looking at each other crazy, but still at the same time, just be safe, man.
Make sure y'all tune in to Make It Good with Chevy Woods. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Recipes. You already know the vibe. You already know it's Wild Tuna, Big Fish, Digital Crates. You already know hip hop is 1987.com.